Moved out of town.
No, you know I have your tables.
I got it. So when you get some pictures, send me some, okay?
What's that?
When you get pictures, send me some.
Yeah, well, this
my
is
phone is
okay.
not
This is
taking
just,
pictures right now.
well, what is this? This is gonna be the film. Huh? So I'll start in 2 minutes. I'll just send you that.
Down to the platform.
Sorry. Come on. Come on. No, it's okay. That's all right. That's all right.
You see him?
Yeah.
Mugs.
Some lady with you.
Yeah, there's a box on it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the opening of our nearly finished transfer center here. I want to welcome you as we have our official opening of LakeTran's Painesville Transfer Center and dedicate it to the work of former board member Julie A. Cunningham. LakeTran has always been an organization that has provided access to opportunity. And today, as we mark an occasion 59 years ago where a seamstress ensured this country would take a gigantic leap when she sat down for civil rights, it is only appropriate that we recognize such a distinguished servant of advancing the role of minorities in public transit and public transit's role in allowing so many to have the right to live their daily lives. First, I'd like to provide a little history on this downtown Painesville bus stop. LakeTran began operating Route 1 from here in 1985. It was the first established bus line for LakeTran connecting Fairport Harbor, Painesville, and Menor. In 1990, the Route 4 Madison shuttle service began from Painesville to Madison along State Route 20. And in 2000, because of the need for more public transportation in the local vicinity, LakeTran began operating the Route 5 Fairport Harbor Painesville Circular. Today, local routes 1, 4, and 5 provide over 130,000 rides each year, of which many transfer right here in downtown Painesville. These routes connect residents to important county services and many health and human service agencies located in downtown Painesville, as well as to jobs and retail in Painesville and along Menor Avenue. While also providing service to Menor, Fairport Harbor, and Morley Public Libraries, and Painesville and Fairport Harbor Senior Centers, as well as Lake Erie College and Lakeland Community College. We get people where they need to go, provide that access to opportunity, and ensure that so many can live their lives every day. There are many people and local businesses to thank for those abilities, many of which are represented here today. I'd like to invite LakeTran's General Manager, Ray Jerkowski, forward to express our gratitude to those who have helped create this transit center.
Thank you, Kevin. As Kevin mentioned, with over 100,000 riders transferring through downtown Painesville each year, LakeTran has outgrown the one sheltered bus stop. Throughout the past few years, LakeTran has periodically looked for locations in Painesville that provide access to expand the transfer center, which are pedestrian friendly for our riders and support traffic and layover for our buses. And with the involvement of many of our stakeholders, we selected the site across the street from our old bus stop. As you can see, that's quite a contrast if you look across the street and look at where we are today. first, we'd like to thank the Lake County Commissioners, Commissioner Awfuldish, Commissioner Troy, and Commissioner Moran, and County Administrator Jason Boyd for the donation of land to build a suitable location for our passengers that provides a safe and accessible location to wait for the bus. The location provides great access to Jobs and Family Services. I see Matt out there, and the County Administration Building across the street, as well as the downtown businesses. Tony Carson is here from the City of Painesville, and we'd like to thank Tony and the City of Painesville, who have been great partners in this project with the design and construction teams to blend the cityscape into the design of the Painesville Transfer Center, as well as keeping the merchants informed about the project. With the flexibility to reroute the sidewalk along this area and create curb cuts, our routes 1, 4, and 5 will now be able to pull in off the road to pick up passengers. As for the funding of this project, nothing at LakeTran would be possible without the support of our local community. So first, we must thank the residents of Lake County for their continuous support of LakeTran. Because of our local sales tax, LakeTran is able to secure the federal funding that helps support LakeTran's infrastructure. The Federal Transit Authority provides 80% of the funding for all our passenger amenities, like the shelter, the transfer stations, the bus stops, the benches, and about 130 of our buses. It requires a 20% match, which comes from the local sales tax, that's being able to draw down the federal funding. For this project, LakeTran secured federal stimulus money through NOACA, the Northeast Ohio Area Coordinating Agency. We thank Grace Gallucci and her staff at NOACA and their dedication to public transit in the region. We're very proud of the team that assembled the design and the construction for this project. We'd like to thank Nick Sanford, the lead engineer from CT Consultants, and his team, as well as the construction team at Platform Cement, led by Neil Brandhuber. We'd be remiss if we didn't thank the LakeTran employees, particularly our drivers and dispatchers, who've helped our riders through this construction period, and Terry Goodson, who helped organize the grant funding. And a special thanks to Andy Altwig, our Deputy General Manager, for his work with the community, and Ben Capel, LakeTran's Operation Manager, who managed this project. And finally, I'd like to thank the LakeTran Board of Trustees, Kevin Belichick, Brian Felkowski, Matt Armon, Jean Sensi, I know she's out there, who really had the vision and the planning, always looking for the future, and helping LakeTran focus on providing the best and safest transportation for our community. Now I'd like to invite one of our trustees, Matt Armon, forward to dedicate the Painesville Transfer Center to a former LakeTran trustee who spent her life dedicated to public transit. Matt?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Ray, and thank you to all who have visited us on this cold day here today. It gives me great honor to stand before you, knowing that while the LakeTran Board of Trustees plans for the future, there were many great board members ahead of us that had a vision and plan for today. One of those great visionaries was Julie A. Cunningham, a Painesville resident and a friend of LakeTran. In addition to the Transfer Center ribbon cutting today, December 1st marks the 59th anniversary of Rosa Parks' acts of defiance on a Montgomery, Alabama city bus that greatly influenced the human civil rights movement in America to legally end segregation. The basic freedoms of equality and access are principles that LakeTran firmly embraces as we serve over 750,000 riders each year. We are proud to take part in this National Day of Remembrance, as well as recognize one of our own past trustees, Julie A. Cunningham, for her efforts in the transportation industry, and it is my pleasure and my privilege to dedicate this to her memory. While serving on the LakeTran board, Julie truly understood how important public transit was to the economic vitality of a community and was a devoted advocate to ensure that the residents of Lake County had adequate service to jobs, health care, higher education, and shopping for essential goods and services. Julie Cunningham was appointed to LakeTran Board of Trustees by the Lake County Commissioners Bob Alfeldish, Millie Tusher, and Dale Fellows in 1998. During the time Julie served on the board, LakeTran expanded Saturday service along Route 6. LakeTran expanded the Wycliffe Park and Ride, opened the Madison Park and Ride, and probably most dear to her, LakeTran launched the Painesville Fairport Circulator that will continue to operate directly from this transfer center. Julie's work for the public transit industry did not just serve Lake County. Since 2001, Julie served as the CEO and president of the Conference of Minority Transportation Officials, better known as COMTO. She also served as President Barack Obama's transition team in the U.S. Department of Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. She served on the Congressional Black Caucus and on the Senate Democratic Caucus. Before I formally dedicate this, I'd like to invite Jim Page up here to say a few words. Jim has come all the way from Washington, D.C., and he is a member of COMTO and a dear friend of the Cunningham family. Jim?
Good morning. My name is Jim Page, and I'm a friend of the Cunningham family, the Smith family, and I'm touched to be here this morning. Julie and I were very good friends for a long time. She was my soulmate, and I'm here because I love her family, but more importantly because COMTO still holds Julie in such high regard. She passed away this summer. We miss her. It's tough to replace her, so we're not trying to replace her. We're just trying to move on without her. This is her kind of day. If you knew her outside in the cold with no jacket, saying, "Colonel, just shut up and get along with it." So my comments will be brief but sincere. She talked about her coming home from COMTO every year. "Colonel, I'm going to leave COMTO and come back to Cleveland, come back to Fairport, and do this Cleveland thing and sell hot dogs." Well, she's back home. I want you to take care of my girl while she's here. Take care of her. But more importantly, her family is here. Her spirit lives on. COMTO has about 4,000 members from San Diego to Seattle, and from Seattle to Miami, and from Miami to Boston, and all points in between. Each day, our members take pride in knowing that Julie was our leader for 13 years, 13 long years. We went from being very good, and because of her now we're very, very great. So the Smith family, sir, ma'am, her sisters, good morning, Loretta. Didn't see you there. How you doing, Loretta? Let me acknowledge Loretta, our former board member, Loretta Kirk is here with us physically. So to all of you, I'm freezing, I'm cold. I didn't get the memo from Delisa. I'm glad to be here. Please enjoy the day, and on behalf of the COMTO and our board members, congratulations to having Julie back home with you.
Thanks, Mr. Page. I'd like to invite Kevin Malachek back up here as we dedicate the LakeTran Painesville Transfer Center in honor of Julie Cunningham. This year, Lake County and the entire public transportation industry lost a valuable leader. On behalf of the LakeTran Board of Trustees, I would like to read a bronze plaque that will be placed eternally here to define this as the Julie A. Cunningham Painesville Transfer Center. The plaque reads, "Strong-willed and passionate, Julie was dedicated to providing minority professionals a voice in the transportation industry. As a past LakeTran board member, she truly understood how important public transit was to the economic vitality of a community and was a devoted advocate ensuring that the residents of Lake County had reliable transportation to jobs, health care, higher education, and shopping for essential goods and service. Her legacy continues through those individuals she mentored and who have served and are still serving in influential roles in transportation today. With that, I'll turn this over to Kevin and we'll continue forward with the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
We obviously have a lot of public officials and supporters of LakeTran and public transit that are here with us today. We want to quickly recognize all of them. Wait till the plaza's done. I can see how cold everybody is from this side of the podium, so we'll just applaud for everybody once we read through everybody. And then those with proclamations, we're going to invite you to come up so we can actually do the formal ribbon cutting. We have with us Ohio Senator John Eklund, State Representative